Our first short shot is about dream desks, and where this comes from is there was some chatter in the tech blogs last week where I hang out about a new desk called the Stir Kinetic desk, and this is sort of the latest and greatest in desk technology. And when we say desks, we mean the desk at your that you work at, an actual physical desk. And what this is it's called a smart desk, and it actually can move up and down and adjust itself throughout the day. So you're actually moving and not just sitting in one place. It'll adjust from a sitting to a standing desk. It can tell when you're there and when you're not there. And you know what? Why don't I let the good folks at Stir Kinetic tell you a little bit about it themselves. I've got a little video here that I'll play. You'll hear the audio from it, and here's some of that.
The Stir Kinetic desk is a beautifully designed and crafted desk that uses software to adjust from sitting to standing throughout the day. Simply double tap the touchscreen to move to the next position.
It has a touchscreen.
The desk senses your presence and learns from your patterns and preferences. It also tracks your standing time and the extra calories you burn by sitting and standing throughout the day.
It's judging you.
You can focus on getting more done and being more fit. Stir focuses on making it effortless. In active mode, the Stir Kinetic desk helps you remember to change positions with a gentle rising and falling of the desk surface. We call this whisper breath. It's like the desk is taking a breath of fresh air.
Take
You're
this seriously,
always
Tolly.
in control.
It's slightly
and the desk
erotic.
learns from every interaction to develop the
segment is over.
perfect profile for you, for feeling healthy and energetic. The desk is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth equipped, so we can roll out syncing to fitness and wellness apps. Integrated cord management keeps all your devices powered with your adapters and cords hidden. Stay focused on what inspires and excites you, while the Stir Kinetic desk helps you keep energized and fit.
Is this the point in the commercial where people start doing backflips across their
Yeah,
desk?
about that. So the thing that struck me when I went to visit this website is, as these tech blogs were kind of writing about it and saying, oh my goodness, this new desk is going to change everything, is all over their website is people like doing flips over the desk and doing handstands and like one arm, and I'm like, that's not ergonomic. That doesn't look right at all. So I started kind of making some jokes about it on Twitter with some other tech people that were like, this is stupid. But so they wrote me. The company was like, hey, we saw your tweets, jerk, and we have, and we want to tell you more about it. So the CEO of Stirworks was kind enough to answer some email questions from me over the weekend.
Wow.
So let me go over these real quick, and then we'll talk about our own dream desks and what we would want in it. Now, first of all, this desk is almost $4,000. That's the first thing. It's got a touchscreen little thing built into it. So what I asked was, why is this taking so long to take off? Why haven't we had smarter desks by now? Why are we still sticking to, we're just now getting to standing desks and desks that, treadmill desks. I mean, that all seems very new to me. So what the CEO, JP LeBras, said is that we are definitely in a major rethink on the many devices we use, and desks being part of that. It's part of the whole Internet of Things movement, like the Nest thermostat. He says that there's been a lot of inertia in the furniture field, that there's just not a lot of willingness to innovate or disrupt.
Nice pun there, Mr. DeBras. Lots of inertia.
So the main thing I had was price. I mean, I'm wondering, at almost $4,000, clearly not everyone's going to go out and buy one of these. Are they looking to have other desks that are similar at different price points? He says yes, like Apple and Tesla. They plan to kind of roll out the flagship product and eventually kind of bring it down to a level. They haven't announced anything, but they are looking at that in the future. And so what I asked also was about what they think of treadmill desks, which are kind of a big trend. I've actually been looking at this because I'm looking to get healthier and do some more exercising. He says, I think there's a market for things like treadmill desks, but I think it's a specialized interest within the overall standing desk market. There's a standing desk market, which is news to me. And that standing and working, he feels, is more intuitive and more natural for the larger audience. He says it's a whole different ball game to get into the treadmills. And lastly, I asked about the handstands. I asked, what if I injure myself trying this? He says, we definitely don't recommend training for the Summer Olympics on our desks. These are professional dancers and stunt performers on a closed set, and we cropped out the landing pads. There were landing pads. Come on. So he says, we did have a lot of fun with that, and they were inspired to find out that after standing at a desk, this guy can already jump higher than he could in his teens. So, so those to me seem to be the trends right now. Is a lot of people with balls at their desk, the big balls you sit on, or standing desks. I mean, we definitely are aware of the danger of sitting for too long. Couple that with our commutes, and you're sitting like all day, and that's just terrible for your health. So apart from that trend, what are some other things that you would look for in your perfect desk? What are some things that appeal to you about the new wave of desk technology, or do you just like a traditional roll-top desk or something?
Well, apparently I have a very low bar for satisfaction, because I wrote down some of the characteristics I would like in my dream desk. They included an iPod jack. Like you could just plug in your iPod. And it reminded me to stretch. Like there was a sign that came up that said, like, remember to stretch your hips. And it allowed me to stand and sit.
I think you need a Stir-Kinetic, Tolly.
I know. I actually find this very exciting. And if I had $4,000, I would totally get a Stir-Kinetic. Here's my question. Do you program in the kind of calorie expenditure you want in your day, or the kind of experience you want in your day, and then it does that? Or does it decide for you what you need and then move around?
I think it does both. I think you can program it like, I want this, or this is my preference, but you can also set it to sort of learn your habits and how you move. And it can tell when you're there and not there, and when you approach the desk or when you're not there, and there's that mode that kind of goes up and down slowly throughout the day. And I mean, I think the point is just to keep you moving. But I do find it interesting that it's got the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, because can you imagine like a whole workplace of networked desks where your boss is like, you didn't stand much today, Simmons. What's going on?
Yeah, I guess the last thing I would need is a desk that like reminded me to get off Facebook and told me to do my work. So those are the things I need. What about you, Raj?
Yeah, I saw the ad. I have to say that it's so out there that, at least for me, that I don't see myself using this in the near future. I think I'd be a late, what is it called, a laggard.
Late adopter.
Late adopter of this particular product. I think to some extent it might be camouflaging what I think is a big problem, which is that all of us, like you were saying, sit for a long time. We have sedentary jobs for the most part, right? And I think the idea of wondering whether it's so important to sit for that long, I think is a more fundamental question that maybe this desk and other inventions like this help us evade.
Yeah.
And I think we do need to spend more time outside and get a job in which it's a little more balanced.
Right. Yeah, I've been trying to just like prop up my computer on books and things. I'm standing more in my day doing it. I don't know. So maybe I don't need a Stir-Kinetic desk. Maybe I can just stand outside.
About a couple years ago, I bought a corner desk for my office at home, which I'd had my eye on for a long, long time, and my whole thing was just like surface space. Like I just like to spread out. I like to have room for things. I hate being in a desk where all my papers are cramped and I have no room to move around. So this whole corner of my desk at home now is that desk. Which I love, but it definitely doesn't. It's blocks of wood. Kind of Lego blocks of wood, basically. It's called Legare, which you guys should look up if you're looking for a new desk. They are actually modular, and they snap together. They're not glued or anything.
Cool.
They actually come in pieces, and you just snap them together, and they are super sturdy. They're amazing.
I actually have a huge desk too that we're in the process of selling, and we inherited this big walnut desk, and trying to create a baby's room. We're like selling it and getting me a smaller desk. Anyway, but I find with those big, huge desks that they're awesome because you have all this room, but they're easy to park there like an island. I've like got all of my needs met on this desk. There's a place for my computer. There's a place where I can feed myself. There's a place where I can store things.
Get the mini fridge.
Exactly. So, okay. What about you, Omar? Before we wrap up here, what is your dream desk? It sounds like you've got your dream desk.
I like my desk. I think the only problem I have, if you ask my wife, is clutter. Clutter becomes an issue, and cabling. Like I always end up with a million cables running everywhere, and just something that
you can't do backflips across a cable littered desk.
But there are desks that actually do cable management that have holes where the cables run through, or that have things that you can tie the cables underneath the desk so that you can't see them. So probably a little bit more of that. If I were going to buy another desk, I would get something that helped me hide the cables a little better, or was a little bit more open. But I love my desk because it doesn't have a lot of drawers and compartments. It's just like a big surface basically in the corner of my room.
Now you just need to mount it on a treadmill.
Yeah, I just need to go up and down at regular intervals and keep me active.
We'll invent a stair-stepping desk for you, Omar.